Hi guys. Okay, so I kind of overdid my video and it ended up being 30 minutes. So I think that's a bit over. So I'll be quick and I'll be as informative as I can. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is light. Now, there are two kinds of light. There's ambient and there's artificial light. Artificial light is a kind of light wherein we can control the source of the light. So let's say this thing or this thing. So I can turn it on, I can turn it off, I can change the power, etc. Ambient light, on the other hand, is sunlight. That is the only source of ambient light here because the sun is a light source that we cannot control. Light moves in one direction. It moves in a straight line. And in understanding this, we can take advantage of that behavior. Say I am taking a photograph of something and a lot of you guys want to remove shadows like this. Usually in a studio, you would be using something called a reflector. It's a silver dish, silver circle basically, or a white circle. And you simply put it opposite direction of the light. So looking at this, okay, we're using ambient light now. If you look here, the shadow is right there. Okay, which means that the light is traveling this way. So how do we eliminate this shadow here, or how do we at least lighten it? The best way to do it is to put something that reflects the light back. So what I have here is just a piece of white paper, and if you look closely and I put the white paper there, see the shadow disappears. Wow. I'll take a picture so that you guys can see the comparison with ambient light, and then I'll do another one with artificial light so that you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple of things when it comes to styling. Now you have to understand that there are two things that you can style in a photo. You can style the subject and you can style the objects surrounding the subject or the environment the subject is in. Now, if you look at this, okay, let's look at what I have now, the setting here. So this is in the it's in a bowl, there's a cloth around it, and chopsticks, and this bamboo mat. It's simple. It makes you easily understand that this is an Asian dish because of the noodles, because of the bowl, because of the chopsticks. So it conveys that message really clearly. So the styling is simple, but it's understood. When you guys style, you have to be conscious of the food, how it's prepared and why it's prepared that way. If you've seen, like, let's say fine dining restaurants and you see like the plating is so pretty and then some food is like some food items are stacked, the way that you compose the way that you style should be, it should give emphasis to those things. And I was like, let's say, okay, for example, there are some photographers and some stylists that whenever they style, you can see that the photograph is so beautiful. There's so many flowers, there's so many beautiful accents on the photograph, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, it kind of defeats the purpose of the photograph because what you're trying to push for is the food, and you're not trying unless you're doing something different, because there are some people that the message they're trying to convey is more a thematic message rather than, hey, look at this food, this is good food. So again, maybe it's not my thing, but if it's your thing, then please, by all means, go ahead, try it out, experiment with it, because if it sells your product, then that's good. Last topic, let's talk about composition. The way you compose your photograph, again, before you compose your photograph, you need to know what message you want to convey. That's very important. I cannot stress that enough. You need to know what you want. What I do when I compose, it became a matter of habit to me to shoot three things when I'm shooting a dish. Okay, for example, I will flash the photographs here. So first I shoot wide. So like a normal traditional photo, I shoot wide with a dish in the center, some negative space around it. Second, I shoot it portrait. And I do this just so, some people, they need it for editing, they need it for their collateral, so I shoot it this way. And I shoot a close-up because sometimes people find the details of the food more enticing. So again, I do this because it's just my way of helping the client guide them to what they want for their food photos. When you compose, it has to tell a story. It has to say like, what is in the photo? What is this? What kind of food is this? And how is it eaten, or what's it made of? And I'm going to show a couple of photographs here with different compositions just to give you an idea of what it can do. So the first photograph I'm showing you is from Hong Kong Little Kitchen. It's a close-up. And when you look at it, it's very tantalizing, it's very yummy, it's like nakakagutom because you see it dripping, it's so juicy. And it really made the point across. It's yummy, it's good, and that's it, it's done. Message sent. Now look at this photograph. This is from Ramenagi. It's a wide shot. You see the ramen, you see the bowl, and you see the ingredients around it. Now, the ingredients around it, I put it that way just so people get an idea of what's inside around it. And that styling, that composition, it's simple, it's straightforward, it's ramen, this is how it's eaten, this is what is in it. Another photograph I'm going to show you is a shot I took from the top. This is from Hapag. And if you look at it, you don't exactly know what it is, but you know it's food. There's a lot of green. It's a very natural looking food because syempre, it directly translates to something fresh. So you're probably thinking, wow, this is farm to table, and that message comes across really clearly also. So you know that the food is fresh, you know it's like prepared really well and really clean. Okay guys, so now we've talked about light, we've talked about styling, and we've talked about composition. And these are the most basic. I just talked about it in a very basic manner just so you guys get a foothold and a little understanding of it. But essentially everything is done in practice. So practice, practice, practice. Look through Pinterest, look through like different food photographs and try to understand the light. Diba I mentioned light travels in one direction. So if you look at where the shadows land, you're gonna see where the light comes from. And practice that, keep your eye on it. Because that way, when you understand the light, you'll understand how to execute it properly. And I want to say another thing as well. As a food photographer, you guys have to have a big respect for food, especially with the ones who prepare it. Because without understanding why these people prepare it, how they prepare it, it's going to be hard to shoot it. Like for example, if you go to a restaurant, you're going to shoot someone's food. Know why they do the food that way. Like for example, if you look at a burger, simple thing, a burger. Here's a picture of a burger. And if you look at it, you see the layers, you see the juiciness, you see the elements in that burger. So it's complete. You see everything in it, you know what's in it, and it looks good. But I've seen some people take photographs of burgers and things with height from an angle, and it loses its charm. So understand how food is made. Like you can see a burger, it has layers. So take it at a lower angle and emphasize those layers. If you're gonna shoot something like Filipino food, sisig or something, so it's on a sizzling plate and it's sizzling, you can go straight into details. You can see all the details of the pork and all the different elements, or you can take it from the top. And you can take like sisig with rice and other things that go with sisig as well. So the message that comes around is that, hey look, this is Filipino food that I'd like to eat with family and friends. So a lot of things come together when you try to shoot food. Of course you have light, you have composition, you have styling. But another thing to put out there is the relationship you have with food. You have to understand it. You have to know where it comes from, where it's made or how it's made, because that's the only way you'll be able to get the perfect food photograph. I want to share something with you guys. Something I've learned through my experience being a food photographer. And it's like a quote, if I may. Do not be in a rush to remember something that you forget to experience it as it happens. Thank you guys. I hope I did not leave you with a lot of questions. My initial video was 30 minutes long. I'm trying to make this quick, so thank you guys for bearing with me, and I hope that you learned something today. I'll probably make more videos in the future for more advanced techniques or more in-depth with photographing food, more technical maybe. But we'll see. Depends on what you guys need and what you guys want to know. So just let me know, and I hope I see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for bearing with me, and have a good day. Stay at home, folks, and wash your hands. Bye.